San Francisco is full of brutal and beautiful climbs. This week, I rode 4 of the city's best coastal climbs, and each one taught me something I didn't expect. Here are 4 things I learned from 4 of San Francisco's best climbs. These climbs all hug the edge of San Francisco, right where the city meets the Pacific Ocean. They're short, steep, and scenic. But what makes them unforgettable isn't just the views or the numbers on Strava, it's the lessons you take away when you grind to the top. So let's start with number 1.
Good morning and welcome to Ocean Beach at the bottom of the Golden Gate Park. We start our journey today on these 4 inner city climbs I like to call the Coastal 4-pack. And our first one is from here at Ocean Beach up to the top of Land's End. Let's get into it. All right, our first one starts at the corner there of Balboa. Onwards we go. So an average grade of 6% for just under a mile. And it is a beautiful summer's foggy morning here in San Francisco. And there's a lovely protected bike lane for you the whole way up on this climb. All right, 10% grade back there, flattens out, and then it goes back up again. %, grade. Working it. You take a left at the hotel and restaurant there, and then becomes what I think is the hardest part of this climb. Gotta put the effort in here. (16, 17%). Oh, it's steep. But we're off to a good one. I love the houses around here too. Okay, and it flattens out a little at the top here, back to 9%. I'm out of breath now. A little bit further to go. All right, last bit of 15, 16%. Now we mellow out towards the top. I'm going to come past the VA hospital, following Seal Rock to the top, 0.3 miles to go. You begin to see the peak there in the distance. At this stage, it's only 2 and 3%. There you go, climb number 1 done. You finish under some of this lovely foliage. On a clear day, you would be able to see from here down towards the city. But today, out by the coast, the fog has rolled in. We'll get sun later. All right, on to climb number 2.
Alrighty, lesson number 1. Climbs are all about the rhythm, until the wind decides otherwise. This one tricks you. Smooth road, steady pitch, you find a nice groove, and then the coastal wind smacks you in the face. Suddenly it feels like you're climbing 2 hills at once. The moral of the story, respect the wind. It's an invisible training partner who's always stronger than you.
Okay, we've arrived at the start of our second climb, Lincoln to the Legion of Honor Museum. This one is 7% average grade, 0.6 of a mile, so another shorty, but it really works through the legs. Okay, let's go to the start. And we're in the lovely Presidio neighborhood. The houses here around here are gorgeous. And welcome to Land's End, an amazing part of the city. All right, halfway now. It's really hovering around the 7% mark. but this is a lovely, wide, open, quiet road for a climb, so you've really got a lot of space, which is nice. Come on in. Isn't this fun? So good. All right, 2/3 done. Clicking through at a nice pace, spinning the legs, 8%, steep up the top, but we're nearly there. All right, there's the Legion of Honor Museum. And this is the top. It's a nice little lookout. The sun is just poking through behind us, but there's still a bit of fog left over, so you can't get any of the nice views out there. You can't see the Golden Gate Bridge. Nonetheless, our next climbs, I think, should be just outside the fog. We're getting warmer and warmer as the climbs go up. Another good one halfway through these climbs. Let's go.
Okay, lesson number 2, short climbs are sneaky. The climb up to Legion of Honor isn't long, but it's punchy. You look up and you think, oh yeah, I can handle this, I got this. But next thing you know, your legs are on fire and you're really killing it in the lungs. It's a classic reminder, never underestimate the little guy. Short climbs hit harder than they look.
All right, the sun is out. It's time for our third climb. Let's go. So don't let this third climb deceive you. The first half is very mellow. Starts off at 1 or 2%, and then it gets steep. And it rides by Baker Beach, onwards, up to the Golden Gate Bridge. And they recently resurfaced it, so it's lovely butter smooth. All right, here we go. Starts to ramp up a bit, 4%, up to 5. But how can you complain on a gorgeous day like this? (10 to 12% in this part. Steep. All right, nearly to the top. Goes back to 4 or 5% here towards the top. We're gonna peek out at the Pacific outlook. 200 feet to go. Come on in. All right, that's the top of the third climb of the day, and then we're at the top of the Pacific outlook, overlooking the Golden Gate Bridge and the Pacific Ocean beyond. A day like this, where the fog is sort of lingering out over the ocean and it's clear skies, so the bridge inside the fog, that's really quintessential city weather. It's just the start of our late summer here in the city, so it's just an amazing day to be out and about. Let's go and get this fourth climb done.
All right, here we go. Lesson number 3, city climbs test your patience, not just your legs. On Lincoln to Pacific, you're dealing with traffic, stop signs, random crosswalks. It's like the climb keeps hitting pause on you. You can't just charge straight through some of these. You've got to give it time, stay calm, and hope that you hit them. It's basically interval training, whether you want it or not sometimes.
All right, climb 4, back up to where we almost were just then, but it's the other side of the hill. This one gets really steep at the start. Let's go. There's a lot of foot traffic and bike traffic around here. It's a very popular route for tourists to go over the bridge, but this is the real steep part here. Okay, a lull, 2% for 100 feet, and then we go back up again. A lot of the people are going to pull off here, so it gets quieter. And then we go under the 101, the busy freeway that goes over the Golden Gate Bridge. Last climb of the day. My legs are starting to feel it now, I'll be honest. But keep on spinning through. We showed up, we're nearly done. Knowing this is the last one, you can kind of empty the tank. And we're about a third of the way through the climb. Let's go. All right, halfway through, and there's a busy intersection back there once you can't pass the freeway. An hour onwards, it starts to flatten out a bit as we go past the Pacific Outlook, and then we got a few more pieces to get to the top. Look at the fog coming through here ahead. Just remnants of the summer burn off. This is an amazing piece.
And lastly, lesson number 4. Sometimes the view really is the whole point of it. From Crissy Field up to the Presidio, you're grinding, but every time you glance up, the Golden Gate Bridge is right there, back out towards Alcatraz. It makes the effort feel almost worth it. Honestly, climbs like this prove that it's not always about the grade or the watts. Sometimes it's just about getting the best seat in the house.
And that was the top of the last climb at the Outlook there. Some great views over out towards the Pacific Ocean. There we go, 4 rides, 1 morning. What a mood booster. What an amazing day. Good little adventure. Loved it.